Hi guys, bear with me here. I'm going to try and do a one-take wonder. So there's going to be some shimming and going to be some shaking, and those of you who've watched my videos should be used to that by now. Anyway, I've seen a lot of videos lately about what people are calling gentleman's knives, and I realize I come from a different era and a different background, and my take on gentleman's knives are a little different. Most of the ones I've seen lately, they're whipping out these mini tactical knives and calling them gentleman's knives. And that wasn't what I grew up knowing as a gentleman's knife. In my world, in my time, what a gentleman's knife was a knife that was slightly better quality than your everyday knife, and you could slip it in your pocket and carry it to church, then go to the church social, take it out and cut a watermelon, and no one would say anything about it. Okay, or peel an apple, or cut your steak. Anyway, here is a few knives that I consider gentleman's knives, and some of these probably are no longer in production because I've had them for a while. But I just wanted to give you a look at what, in my opinion, fits that category. So first of all, let's start out with this small Schrade pocket knife. It's nothing fancy, but it's very light, very small, and you can slip it in a pocket and not even know it's there. Second one here is a Hawkbill knife, all stainless steel, very thin, rides in the pocket nice. This one I've used quite a bit, and it's just a nice little knife that you could carry without much issue, and it won't mess up the lines of your slacks. Here is one based on a French design. Very nice little knife, has jibbing on the back, has the little B on the back on the slip joint, and some jibbing on it, and that makes a nice gentleman's knife as well. Okay, let's move to something a little larger and heavier. This one is a Boker, just a basic pocket knife, but it's a little bit nicer than what you would carry to work. This one has has wood scales made from whiskey casks, and it's just a nice, good quality pocket knife. Nothing too fancy, nothing too flashy, but it's just a little bit nicer than what you would normally have in your pocket. This one here is a little different. This one actually is a lockback, and it's the only one of these that is a lockback. Has a Damascus steel blade, rosewood handle, stainless steel bolsters. Very nice little knife. This one's by Boker as well. I don't know if I said that. This is a Boker. And then finally, we have just the Colt pocket knife. It has black horn scales and titanium coated blades. So again, nothing fancy, nothing outrageous, but it's just a little nicer, has a little nicer look than what you might carry in an everyday situation. So for the most part, these are what I grew up with as gentleman's knives. They're what my father carried, type of knife my father carried. They're the type of knife my grandfather carried. So that, in my opinion, is what a gentleman's knife is. It's neither right or wrong. It's just what I grew up with. Now, I have a couple newer ones which I would also say fall into the category somewhat. The first is this little CRKT. Um, just a very small little knife. It's thin, easy to carry. Isn't too terribly, I mean, it's a little more tactical. It has a tanto point and some serrations, but it's a very non-threatening knife. And finally, this one I believe is by Buck, and I think it was called a Vortex. I could be wrong about that. My girlfriend got this one for me. Again, has a serrated blade, has a liner lock, and has the iodized aluminum handle, which gives it a little more flash, and it's a little more modern looking. But this also is borderline, but I would consider this a gentleman's knife because it has that little bit of flash, and it's a very light pocketable knife. So anyway, in my opinion, which means absolutely nothing to anyone I know, but these are gentleman's knives. The modern tactical knives that people are touting, which are basically just scaled down versions of their full-size tactical knives, to me aren't gentleman's knives. Gentleman's knives are pocket knives, are just a little bit nicer and a little less threatening than what you would carry on a day-to-day basis. So anyway, that's my take. Take it for what it is. Have a good day. Thank you. Bye.